Hello. Ooh, my voice is a little squeechy. Hello, hello, hello. Hello, Lizzie. Hello, RC117. How's it going? Hold on. Okay. Let's see. Oh, that's fine. Hello, Lizzie. Hello, RC117. What's up? What's up? What's up? I have a big show today. Thank you, RC117. What a compliment. I appreciate your compliment, RC117, if you're still here. I'm going to wait for a few minutes for some people to get in. Come on in. Come on in. Join me for the Mimi show. We got a big show today. I'm going to update you guys on Candace Owens. Also, I want to talk about Charlie Kirk for a little bit. We're going to talk about Tamar. God, I hope we get all this out. What else? The title, is this the downfall of Meghan and Harry? The reason why I picked that title is because yesterday I was having a chat with Demon Dictator, and she was telling me pretty much what we all know already, that Meghan and Harry are at the bottom. They're at the bottom of the totem pole here. Her as ever didn't work out. Her limonado didn't work out. Her what else was she trying to do? Her wine didn't work out. I sure didn't buy any. Robert Redford has died. God, everybody's just dying. That must have just happened. Because it's not even on my all right, let me go back. Robert, why is it not like Robert Redford? Let's put him in. Let's type him in. Let's do a search or do. There he is. I like me some Robert. I had a big crush on him. He has passed on at 89. Let me show my screen. And welcome everybody, the newcomers. Welcome in, welcome in. Robert Redford has passed away. According to Demon Dictator, has brought us some information. Robert died earlier today at Sundance in the mountains of Utah. So he lived in Utah. And the place he loved, surrounded by those he loved, his publicist confirms one of the lions has passed. In a tribute, as American director Ron Howard says, he was an artistic game changer. The retired actor turned director starred in movies like Sundance and All the President's Men. He founded the Sundance Film Festival, which takes place annually in Utah since 1978. Wow, Redford.
I'll jump first. Nope. Then you jump first. No, I said. What's the matter with you? I can't swim!
It seems amazing now, but at the time, America's leading critics really didn't like Butch and Sundance.
Oh, shit!
Oh, wow.
But Hollywood didn't care. It was a huge hit, and they had a new star smelted out of pure box office gold.
Well,
Robert
you
Redford.
will be totally missed, Robert Redford. May you rest in peace, Redford.
Robert Redford had grown up in Los Angeles. He studied acting in New York.
Nice
and armed
looking
with
gentleman.
His great good looks
Okay.
began sweet.
Nice, good looking gentleman. He's always been that to me. I thought he was a cutie patootie. Hello, Ziggy Lee Chick with the crown. Hello, T. Thank you for the compliment. Hello, Dee Dee Dop. 6 a.m. Eastern Standard Time. I didn't get the reason why he passed away. Do we know? Let me go back. It doesn't say. Let me see. Okay. Okay, here's the cause of death. How did Robert Redford die? Robert Redford, legendary. Let's see. It was announced on Tuesday, September 16, 2025, that Robert Redford has died. In a statement in the New York Times, his publicist said Robert Redford passed away on September 16, 2025, at his home at Sundance in the mountains of Utah, the place he loved, surrounding by those he loved. He will be missed greatly. The family requests privacy. While no official cause of death has been revealed as of this writing, but New York Times reported that Redford died in his sleep. He was worth $200 million at the time of his death. These are just tidbits. Yes, Robert Redford was married twice. He first wed historian and activist Lala Van Wagenen on August 9th in Las Vegas. They have 4 children. Both of his sons died. What? Both of his sons died. Scott unexpectedly died of SIDS disease. Oh, at 2.5 months. Jesus, old. And James died from some type of cancer. So there it is. This top is cute. I'm not buying nothing. I'm not buying anything until I lose this weight. So moving on from the clothes. Hello, Margie. RC117, thank you for the compliment. I really appreciate it. Thank you. Okay, I got a big show for us today. Now, let's just go down the list. Let's see what I have first. Okay, let's talk about Candace. I'm just going to update you guys on the Candace situation. Oh, thank you, Margie. You're such a sweetheart. All right. I am so lucky to have you guys as my thank you, Margie, for subscribers. He passed in his sleep. They're going to do an autopsy. Wow, that's interesting. You know, could it have been like a small heart attack while he was asleep? Just wondering. Oh, we had the Duchess of Kent's funeral. All the royal family was there except for Harry. Royal. Oh, there it is. Live King Charles X's funeral of Duchess of Kent at Westminster Cathedral. May she rest in peace. I'm assuming that the funeral is currently going on. This is live coverage. I can't rewind it. That sucks. May she rest in peace. Of course, Harry isn't going to be there. Oh, that was a pretty picture. What can we say about Harry not going to the funeral? On honesty, like, you know, he's truly an outcast. He truly doesn't belong to the royal family anymore. It seems as if, yeah, he's still the son of the king, but he is really ostracized. Thank you, KN. Mwah. Kiss to you for my compliment. Thank you so much. I appreciate that. And welcome. There's a troll in the chat. You're always spotting something. Purdue. I don't know what's going on with this thing. I said it. I did, Rockadoodle. I said it. What are you watching? Are you watching a funeral? Just patrolling? So there is live coverage, and yeah, it's live coverage going on of the funeral. Let's look at this. Let's see what's going on real quick. I'll keep you posted. I'll keep it up if I see. Okay, hold on. There's Andrew. I think they're all arriving. Oh, did you see Catherine? You know that's our girl. Oh my God, this machine. Please stop beeping. Oh. We are good. Now what? You know, we're going to have to deal with the beat because I'm not going to keep getting up. I love Catherine's hair. Look at her. Look how beautiful she is. Look at William. Just cut it all off, William. Just cut all the hair off. Just shave it bald. You'll be okay. Look at Catherine's hair. Look how it blows and just go right back to where it would look. Then we didn't even get to see her face. That sucker, dude. All right. Oh, our beautiful Catherine. She's so beautiful. All right. Thank you for the update. Now we're going to listen to an update on Candace. Okay. I hope you beautiful people are having a wonderful, wonderful Tuesday, whatever day it is in your neck of the woods. And I hope you enjoy this live. I'm excited about it. Usually when I'm not excited, I don't know how well it goes. But here we go. Let me get back here. Yeah, I would like to see Catherine leaving. Well, not just Catherine, but whoever's leaving. Okay, so remember, let's talk about Candace. Remember when she, she's being sued by Bridget Macaron, who is the wife of the French president. Okay, and basically, It's ongoing right now. The actual case. No one's at court yet. Okay. Happy Tuesday to you too, JBZ Breezy. Yes, thank you so much for the compliment. I am. But you never know. Me will go back to the white. Okay. I like the white for some reason. I don't know, it's different. This is real calm. This is a real calm hairdo. This isn't a, oh. So I know you guys want to find out what's going on with Candace. Let me go down here because he has timestamps on his stories.
Our third breaking story. Candace Owens,
Hello,
the truth about
Lisa.
Charlie Kirk's unaliving will come out.
Thank you.
He knew too much. All right, let's just go to the write-up first. Candace Owens is shaking the internet after claiming the truth about Charlie Kirk's unaliving is being covered up. Candace, referring to Charlie as her little brother, says Kirk was going head-to-head with powerful billionaires just 2 weeks before his sudden unaliving. And now people are questioning if that fight cost him what happened to him. Supporters say it proves Kirk was silent. Critics call it reckless conspiracy, but the timing, the money, and the silence around it all raises a serious question. Was Charlie Kirk taken down for what he knew, or are people too scared to admit the truth? Candace Owens put this out on Twitter. She said Charlie Kirk was fighting with some very powerful billionaires that he took money from over things he was discussing. The pressure on him was immense over the last 2 weeks. The truth will be revealed. The messages will be leaked. And the movement he built will rise. Okay, guys, that sounds super scary to me. Like, what is going on
Yeah,
here?
what do you mean it's going to rise?
Look, I have gone on record to be saying I'm not the biggest fan of Candace Owens.
I'm
She
not.
definitely loves to drum up drama.
I'm with you. 100%. Unfortunately, I am not a Candace fan at all. Not that I want to see her go down by Bridget Macron, but I am not a fan of her rhetoric, her speeches, her what she has to say to me is very controversial, and I am not a fan of hers at all. But I do like her input on when she talks about Meghan and Harry. She's right on point when it comes to them. His wife promised to avenge Kirk's death and push his movement by any means necessary. His movement was very foul. His movement wasn't for all people. And so she may need to rethink that, Jay Breezy. Trying to, I don't know what he was out there doing, campaigning for, but I know that he wasn't, a lot of people didn't care for him, especially on the left side.
evening. My name is Erica Kirk. Charlie Kirk is my husband. I first want to thank the local, state, and federal law enforcement who worked tirelessly to capture my husband's assassin so that he can be brought to justice. I want to thank the first responders who struggled heroically to save Charles's life, and the police who acted bravely to make sure that there were no other victims on that terrible afternoon. I want to thank the officers who have protected our Turning Point USA family these past 2 days. And I want to thank the Turning Point USA board, the COO, Justin Strife, and my husband's chief of staff, the amazing Mikey McCoy, for all their work in these terrible days to be the stability for our family and for the wider Turning Point USA family as well. My heart is with every one of my husband's employees who lost a friend and a mentor. I want to thank the staffers of his amazing Charlie Kirk show, who helped him broadcast from this studio, this chair. He loved what he did.
Okay.
I want to thank the millions of people who have shown their love for Charlie here in Phoenix, across America, and worldwide. I want to thank my husband's dear friend.
Okay, she's in the thanking mode here. She's going down thank you mode. So, according to Jay Breezy, his wife is going to continue his movement. And what movement was that? Yeah, maybe she's going through a bit of anger, grief, pissed off. I think I wouldn't have been able to get up there and talk and say nothing. I wouldn't have been able to get up there and say anything about Eric. They would have had to wheel me in there with a wheelchair or say it on my behalf. I just don't think that I would be able to talk. I think, because I know I wouldn't be able to talk because I don't like to be around a lot of people when death, because I'm mourning. I'm so upset, and it's when you're in mourning, you don't want to be asked a whole bunch of questions. You just want to be comforted, and that's pretty much it. Moving on from that. T, I thought I saw that. I have that. I have it. I think it's wrong. What in the heck are they doing showing his casket? Look at this. Red alert, trigger warning, okay? Trigger all the way down. I thought it was inappropriate. To show his casket. Right. He stood for things that I don't necessarily agree with. The one from Kirk's organization, and it does not look good because of what he stood for. I just don't know how far this will go if she pushes violence and hate. Wow. Jay Breezy, I am really interested in what you have to say about this story. Let me know if you want to come up on the panel. Oh, you might be at work. This is completely disrespectful. This is completely just, I don't know what you call it. Certain things should not be shown to us. We don't need to know everything. We don't. Then it's open. And to be honest, I don't follow politics, so I really never knew. Yeah, see, I didn't follow him, so I really don't know what his stance was. But I just know that his stance wasn't something that was aligned with the Democrats. That's pretty much what I know. It should remain private, T. And me researching him lately made me a fan of his. That's interesting. I just tried to do a little research on finding out what. Let me see. Okay, so why are people running around? See here, listen to this really quick. Just Charles Kirk interaction with others were marked by a lack of empathy and respect. His comments and actions towards Black people, the LGBTQ community, individuals, and other marginalized groups were often derogatory and disrespectful. Kirk's rhetoric was characterized by a lack of consideration for the feelings and safety of others, particularly those who were different from him. Let me say something. How is his legacy? You know, how is his legacy? Doesn't sound that great. Like doesn't sound like he was some hero. It doesn't sound, you know what I'm saying? It doesn't sound like he was this great guy. But that is no excuse for the people that have been celebrating his death. I think that is so wrong and so nasty to celebrate someone dying. But I can clearly say that based on what I just read, that, right, what I just read, it doesn't make him some type of influencer or philanthropist or it doesn't make him have a great legacy. I don't see his legacy on my end of the spectrum being someone that I would look up to and admire. But I would never wish anyone dead. Oh, okay. Thank you, RC117. I wasn't sure. I must have read it wrong. Is there a video? There's a video. There's a video? I don't have the video. Let's go back and see if we have a video. Yeah, this was wild. Here it is. Let's do it. I don't know what happened to the screen. Here we go.
President, my husband loved you.
Demon Dictator, can you slow down the chat for me?
To everyone listening tonight across America, the movement my husband built will not die.
Oh, there it is. Look at this.
I love you.
Oh, hell no.
I love you. I love you.
Let's pause it for a second. I gotta pause it for a second. It's too much. First of all, I like, some people have a hard time going to funerals where they don't even go, or they, if they do go, they'll step outside or just go to the reception. But my God, this is really up close and personal. Yeah, I'm not sure about the wife. You know, I'm just not sure about her. She's still in question. But I definitely wouldn't have done this. I definitely would not have done this. This is out there. Okay. Thank you, Jay Breezy, for that information. That's what I'm saying. He wasn't a saint. He was not a saint, and he wasn't beloved by many. And people are even running around cheering that he is gone. And that's not good. That's not good at all. Wow, this is some shocking stuff right here, guys. Okay, it was funded by Trump. Yep, there that goes. Oh, really, Marie? We might check that out. Why were they yelling at each other? Wow. Ooh. Okay, we're gonna go to that. We might not get to everything today. But guys, look at this. She's at the casket talking to her husband. And this help. Trigger. Thank you, Marie. Look at his hands, people. Look at his hands. I'm going to rewind it. Make the screen bigger. Uh-oh. Where did it go? Here we go.
Mr. President.
Trigger warning. We're about to see what we just saw. His wife at his casket talking to him, holding his hand and kissing on him. I don't think that we should, as a public, been subject. I just think it's too much. I'm with T. Too much information. So his color of his hands was a different color. We're gonna check that out. It's not appropriate. It is definitely not appropriate. That's some. Hi, hello, Auntie Mickey. It is so good to see you. She is doing something. She's almost, and forgive me, you know, I know she's grieving. I know she's going through something. God be with her. But it does seem like she's trying for attention. And the only reason I say that is because of the casket moment. That was a bit much. And I'm not trying to tell people how to grieve, but my God, I just wouldn't have put that on television. You want to be in private. They want, they said, give the family privateness at this time. But then we look on TV and we see a casket with her bending down, trying to get inside of it. Back away. Yeah, we can't tell people how to grieve. That's for sure. Grieve the way you want to grieve. But shouldn't they keep some of that stuff, us, out of it? That was really a real big moment for privacy, for your family members to see, not the world. Trump was a little too nonchalant for my liking. Interesting, T. Wow, interesting. What is Seuss spending 4 hours in the hair and makeup to make a speech, and Charlie isn't even cold yet, kissing his embodiment hands? It's giving me something's wrong. Okay? I don't know how to express it or explain it, but I do know this much is true, that this funeral should have been a lot privater than what it's doing right now. Like, we're actually looking at his dead body in a casket. Come on, guys. This is something. I get that some people don't like him, but to cheer at someone losing their life, it's not okay. It is not okay, period. It's just not. And I think those people at TMZ that were laughing, I think they should be held a little bit more accountable if they were, getting excited about his death. This is pure exploitation. Yep. I'm getting that, Mickey. I'm getting that, Auntie Mickey. This is not the time for us to see this. Never see it. Oh, I see. Thanks, Debbie. Embottled. Yeah. Yes, Auntie Mickey. It's too much. It's way too much. Exactly. I think let's go for it.
My husband loved you.
He loved who?
To everyone listening,
He loved who? Word on the street is he didn't love everybody. He had a certain group that he loved. And unfortunately, this gentleman is very controversial. Very controversial. And to me, he's not leaving behind a legacy of greatness. When I say that, I mean his beliefs and his hate speech and his rhetoric. How he didn't like the LGBT community. And a lot of people don't. I'm not saying that he had to, but he was like preaching against it. And so how are we supposed to feel about him? But even though we have our thoughts and our feelings, celebrating someone's death, it's not cool. Not at all.
I think tonight across America, the movement my husband built will not die.
Oh, I love you. That's that. See, this wrong altogether. This is so wrong. Whatever legacy he was going for, I think it needs to rest with him. Thank you, lovely. Suspect. Oh, thank you. Thank you for letting me know.
I love you. I love you.
Wow.
I love you. I love you.
This is no.
I love how Mormons have more kids than they can afford.
What don't you see in the crowd? I want, you see the crowd right there? Who don't you see? Who don't you see in his rally? Oh, wow. His funeral's on the 21st. They can have him out that long? Auntie Mickey? Oh, I see, Ziggy Lee. No, I'm not tripping over the color of his skin, his hands. No, I'm tripping over the whole idea that we are looking at, in real time, looking at his burial, and not his burial, but him in his casket. I think that's a bit much. I do. She wanted us to see that because she could have easily said, don't show that. Feeding into the conspiracy theories. What conspiracy theories? I'm just reading I'm just responding to what I read. There's no conspiracy. I'm not a conspiracy theory type of person. I deal with facts. He did. Demon dictator. He cried over this. Ron did. Why was he so upset, as if he knew him personally? I don't see. Let me see what you guys said. I have no problem with her actions and time at the casket. However, I was not comfortable with it being filmed and posted. No one has a problem with her being at her husband's side and loving on him to the end of time. There is not a problem with that. People do it all the time. They're saying their goodbyes. But I'm like you, Debbie. However, I was not comfortable with it being filmed and posted. He didn't love everybody. That's a fact. And I hate the fact he hid his beliefs behind Jesus. Oh, he went there. I know Auntie Mickey, I know he's very controversial. And that's why I was reading that, because a lot of people are going around celebrating his death. And I'm like, why are you doing that? Some people really dislike this person, but he had a lot of fans. And here's the thing. You cannot like a person but wishing death, it's a bit much. Hate the sin, but love the sinner, Auntie Mickey. I don't know if I can love on that. Layla Tisha, may I please remind you that Martin Luther King Jr. Medgar Evers' casket were open and services were televised. I don't care who it is. I don't believe that you should be having an open casket for anybody to see unless you're family or unless you're part of the procession. Period. I wouldn't want my body on display on TV. Look at her. No, there's no excuse for the behavior. Keep it private. Yeah, I wouldn't have been able to talk. That's that when I looked up his information, that's what it said, Auntie Mickey. Oh God, let me get some air in here. It's hot. Oh, I'm gonna have to YouTube some stuff. Okay. There are no. Tell me what you don't see in that picture. Let me see if I can get to the bottom. What views? Shared the same views. What same views? Ziggy Lee, your uncle had the same views as this gentleman we're talking about. Is that what you're saying, Ziggy Lee? Exactly, Jay Breezy. And you put a star by that. Comment of the day. And goes along with Auntie Mickey's comment. He did not believe minorities and the LGBTQIA community were equal to him. No. Probably the homeless too. Yeah, didn't understand that comment. Yeah, this was a bit much. This was a bit much. It was a lot for me. Giving who a chance to speak? Who are you talking about, Debbie? Debbie. He's given every demographic a chance to speak. Well, what demographic? Because I'm looking at this picture, and let me make it bigger, and there's only one group of people. There's only one group of people there. This is not a diverse situation going on. This is a one color show here. Oh, interesting, Demon Dictator. I sure will. I sure will drop the link. I want to know, where is the people that he allows to speak, Debbie? On behalf, you just said something about allowing other people to speak. Doesn't sound like in this rally. Jen, she's creating a Jackie O moment for herself. She's prepping the public to accept her taking over the movement. She's not going to, but be a sham. Hello, Mickey. How are you, Auntie Mickey?
Good morning, sweetheart. I don't mean to barge into your live. I
Oh,
just
no.
happened to wake up and see this morning, and it really, really infuriates me because this is clearly exploiting an already volatile situation.
Yes.
It gives me very, very exploitive vibes.
Yes.
And I can't recall who said, oh, Debbie. Debbie is correct. He did give people an opportunity to speak at his rallies. However, his attitude was so nasty, so condescending. He would allow people to speak. He cut them off. He was just, you'd have to see it for yourself. I can't even speak on it. It angers me so much. Because
his behavior,
his attitude, he was very condescending to those who didn't agree with him. He spoke down to people as if they were beneath him. I watched him have a conversation with a young student yesterday, and I mean, this poor kid, he was just so twisted that in his tongue that he was nervous, and this guy sat back and just chuckled. And just, made a mockery of him. I just I don't agree with anyone being, unalived in the nature that he was.
Right.
I don't even celebrate it. Okay?
Exactly.
But I'm going to be very honest. I'm not going to lose any sleep over it either.
Right. And that makes sense because it wasn't like he was an advocate for people, all people.
No.
And so,
it bothered me that he leaned on this Christianity quite a bit. Okay. And many of us are Christian. But Christ told us to be empathetic and sympathetic to one another. He never preached division or anything of that. This guy did. And then he even said, I don't believe in empathy.
Wow.
I don't believe in empathy. But you
so how are we
to
supposed to feel empathy for you since you has passed away?
It burns me up how he, and I didn't know this guy from Adam. I'll be honest with you. I didn't know who this guy was until this happened. But once this happened and all of this information has now flooded our airwaves, the internet, social media, everything, we have no choice basically but to, sit back and get an idea of what this guy was about, what was an uproar about him. And what's very sad is that a lot of his beliefs are deeply embedded in many others. They just don't let that be recognized.
Right.
And when you've got an outpouring of I won't say sympathy or empathy about the unaliving of him so much as they're upset that this particular voice, this particular stance is going to be silenced. You see what I'm saying?
Yes.
He voiced what a lot of people were thinking, but were too scared to open their mouth and say it because they would be looked upon in a negative way.
As probably a racist.
Thank you. And that's what the problem is. That's what the problem is. I do not agree with this man being unalived in the way that he did.
Right.
But honestly, after hearing some of his rhetoric, after seeing his attitude when he was talking to people, these young kids on these at these campuses, why aren't you debating some people a little bit more your age and your caliber
Right.
in knowledge? You're debating young people that haven't even experienced life yet.
Right. Probably trying to convince them to go with his movement.
Exactly.
And
see, that's
yeah,
the way it goes. You're right.
that's the way it goes.
That's the way it goes. They go for the younger crowd because they're more able to. You're able to manipulate them more. But this young man that did this was 22 years old, and he has a transgender, boyfriend, girlfriend. I don't know what to call it, okay? Because I don't know what gender he or she was before the transition. But this young man was with a transgender person. And this guy, he didn't agree with that. You know what I'm saying? And biblically he's correct, but in the same token, that doesn't mean that they should be treated any different than any other human being.
Right.
You see
exactly.
The humanity of it.
The humanity of it, treating
the hide
these people
behind
differently.
Christ to justify looking at people as less than human or less than yourself
Right.
is not correct.
And what do you want to do with these people that you category as less than,
Exactly.
and that is not on your that you think that is not in your caliber or whatever on your sake? What do you want to do to these people? Why are you attacking these people? Why do you go after this particular group? Because they're different than you.
If you could just see his attitude behind him. I mean, it's one thing to hear someone's views on paper, but to see that person's behavior as they're regurgitating everything that they're saying to the public, and the attitude behind it, especially when he's talking with another person, or in this particular case that I'm talking about, it was more or less a question and answer situation. He wasn't allowing people to finish their sentences. I mean, he was cutting them off. It was awful. It was awful.
Wow.
I lost. It's not that I had any respect for him because I didn't know this man.
Right.
Okay. But if I had an opportunity to have any respect for him in his stance, I lost it last night. When I watched the debate, I lost it. Whatever little empathy I could have had, I still have sympathy for his children. I don't feel bad for his wife because they were one. And they probably, and again, I'm going to allegedly, look, she's carrying on the legacy, so they share the same opinion.
They share the same views.
Exactly.
And I can say that with his death, a lot of people started researching him. Started trying to find out what he's about and what he stands for. Who is this gentleman that just got shot that is on, worldwide news?
Exactly.
And once we find out who he is, it's not like, oh wow, what a great guy this was.
Right.
You know what I'm saying? Like you can't, you that's not something you would say.
Exactly. And here's the other thing. Have you noticed that how many times have you seen the flag at half staff?
Very little.
But they've got it for him.
No, they did not.
Yes, they did.
He wouldn't do it for what's his name?
The senator. I know who you're talking about.
You know who I'm talking about. He wouldn't do it for him. He wouldn't do it for a lot of people.
Democrats, especially Democrats.
And he's not even a senator. No. He's not even in the
influencer. He's a political influencer. He holds no title other than a political influencer.
And for him to get the flag half staff, that's big.
Man, the governor's sitting up here crying. I mean, I'm like, are you kidding me?
I think, yeah, personal.
Yes, because they held the same beliefs, undercover racist beliefs. I'm just going to put it out there. It's just, and people may not agree with me. I understand that people have funerals and open caskets, but guess what? They don't have commercials. And that was a commercial.
It was a commercial.
That
It looked like it was a commercial. Like
staged.
That's Auntie Mickey. Thanks for coming up here and explaining that.
Staged. It was
like a commercial
to gain more sympathy from the public.
And to have a more of an outrage. Well, who are we outraged with?
Yes.
If it had been a Democrat that shot him, all hell would have broke loose. If it had been someone of color
or LGBTQ community, yeah, there would have been no public.
No.
You know, it was just, oh my God, it was just dripping with poor me. Let's milk this for what we can.
Oh yeah.
We're going to milk this because it's already being milked dry.
I was getting that because my thought is, don't we supposed to be in mourning?
Exactly.
Well, we are PRing it,
but you're PRing and
commercialing it.
Yes, exploiting it.
I heard from Jay Breezy, or maybe not from Jay Breezy, but I think I read in an article that she took 6 to 7 hours getting ready, which is not bad. I mean, I like to get ready too. But my thing is that, yes, it goes to show you it was all about commercial. 6 hours in the beauty chair.
Yeah, here's the other thing. Millionaires are now donating money to the children. This man was already a millionaire. Why is Elon Musk donating $1 million to the children's college fund? That's just Elon.
Oh, his kids?
This man,
wow,
in the casket, his little kids are set for life already. He was already a millionaire. But
hello, Elon Musk.
Elon Musk,
give me some of that money for my daughter's college.
That's just him. There are others. There are others that are coming forward, giving money to take care of the kids. These kids were already well taken care of.
Right. It's interesting.
But it's still, it just lets me know they take care of their own. And I'm not talking about a demographic. I'm not talking about a race. I'm talking about a mentality.
Yeah, this is definitely that.
The mentality will take care of their own.
Mm-hmm.
They share the same beliefs,
views,
so and therefore they will take care of their own.
They share the same views and everything like that. And just what I know of him, I do not agree with anything that has to come out of his mouth. And like you said, Mickey, I can't be a fan. Like, how can I be a fan?
I'm sorry.
And you don't like me. Like, you don't like me because of the color of my skin. Or maybe because I'm like women. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah, absolutely. How can you expect me to embrace someone who would not embrace my culture?
Right. There we go.
I cannot embrace one that does not embrace me back.
Exactly. I can't embrace you. I can't endorse you. I can't say good things about you or talk about what a great guy you was. And this is normally when stars or public figures pass away, you feel a deep mourning everywhere. And I'm not feeling that with him.
Let me encourage you to check out Roland Martin.
Okay, Roland Martin.
The Roland Martin. He had, I believe he did, I'm trying to think if he had a debate with him or if he did some kind of a video, but Roland Martin has a YouTube channel. And yeah, he did this a couple of months ago. I encourage you to go watch that.
Okay, thank you for that, Auntie Mickey. I will definitely look him up.
But this is why people
And
are up in arms, because this is someone
you might
that
have to
did not
text it to me.
embrace. Yeah, I'll text it to you. sweetie.
Okay.
Yeah.
Debbie, he went to the college campuses with critical thinking. That's critical thinking, Debbie. Critical thinking is trying to talk about the others in a way that's like we don't belong. That's critical thinking, should be being taught and encouraged. I don't think that's critical thinking.
You know what he reminds me of? He reminds me of that reporter on Fox that blurted out.
Did you see that?
Yes, he
We
blurted
will be
out
talking about that again, and
yes,
if I can get
blurted
to it.
something out that he probably should not have. But once the cat's out the bag, you
That's
can't put
it.
it back in, and that's indicative of what a lot of people are hiding in their souls.
He
And
needs
sometimes they
to.
let it out, and it's too late.
He needs to be. He needs to be fired.
Fired.
Yes.
How dare you suggest to euthanize homeless people? Who do you think you are?
Who do ya? Exactly.
But that's that
just
I'm
kill
better
him.
than you
We'll
mentality.
just kill him.
Yeah, that's that better. I'm better than you mentality. And this is the same mentality that I'm looking at that just got offed a few days ago.
Exactly.
That same mentality.
Same mentality.
I cannot.
We don't want you here.
I won't celebrate his death, but I will not celebrate his views.
No, I am not
a human being, but
exactly.
I will not celebrate his views under any circumstances.
Exactly. But it's definitely hard to, not even hard. I can't find a word for it, but I'm with Auntie Mickey. It's very difficult to celebrate someone that didn't like me.
Yeah, I agree. Well, I better go sit back down and calm down, because this is a very controversial subject.
Very.
I understand other people may not agree, and that's
very.
You agree with what you want to agree, and I'll agree with what I want to agree, and we can still coexist. But
exactly, everybody's entitled to their opinion and what they think about this gentleman, and that's all good, and we have the right to think the way we feel, especially with what we have found, especially with what I found out about him.
Exactly.
That what he stood for. And I don't agree with it. I'm not for it and against it.
And unfortunately, that's the country, that's the world we live in. But in this particular situation, this is the country we live in. That I don't even want to go into a history lesson, but let's be real about it. A certain demographic of people stole land, stole people to build on that land.
Right.
And continue to steal. Day after day after day, they steal our swag, our music, our everything. They steal it and take it for themselves. Now, that doesn't mean I don't love people. I'm half myself. I represent both sides of the coin.
You are mixed. You on both spectrum, both sides.
Exactly.
They're Auntie Mickey.
But I can tell you this. I will share with you one thing. Who rejected me and who raised me?
Oh.
Who rejected me and who raised me? See, I am exactly what this country has created. Division. I am that. I was rejected because of what I am by the woman that carried and gave birth to me.
Wow.
But it was my father's Black family that raised me. They took me, and this is what has been common throughout this country,
Wow.
decade after decade after decade, were frowned upon, but we're still the ones that embrace and take care and nurture. You know, the white slave masters, we can go back as far as slavery. They degraded us, but they still had us cooking their food for them, had us raising their children for them. This came up through the centuries. This is nothing new. It's nothing new under the sun. And again, I'm not trying to cause any kind of racial divide, but I'm just going to call it what it is. It is what it is. And this is embedded in this country and has been for centuries. I'm going to get off my soapbox.
No, you're doing it. You're doing it.
But I'm just, you know, I'm not here to offend anybody or anything like that. But I just think it's, you know, I just can't give someone with the views that I'm better than you a pass. I can't. You know, someone said something about Martin Luther King and Malcolm X. They didn't come up there on their soapbox and say, we're better than you. We were trying to be equal. We wanted equality. That was the operative word. But when you've got someone that is constantly preaching against equality and setting up division, that is the problem.
Yes. Not pulling us together, not
exactly
as a country, and being one. You know, I remember 9/11, we came together like it was a life and death situation here. And it was. Now we're so divided. It's crazy.
Yeah.
It is. And it starts with the head. The head has to bring us together.
Absolutely.
If the head ain't right, then ain't nothing else going to be going right.
Yes, I agree.
And I'm speaking of President Trump. He's the head.
Yes.
He's responsible. At the end of the day, if something happens to our country or anything, it's on him.
Exactly. Exactly. He represents the views of the country, but it's not necessarily the truth. He's just representative of, you know, what this country stands for. But everyone doesn't agree with that stance. Yeah. You know, a lie is a lie. I don't care if you smile and lie to me in my face, it's still a lie.
Yes.
Your
it's still a
actions
lie.
is what speaks louder than your words, your actions. And it's the actions that matter.
That's it. It's what you do that tells you who you are. And you don't have to open your mouth. If you show me,
that's right.
Then I know. I already know. You don't even have to whole dissertation on oh, I'm a good person. No, you're not. That ain't what you're showing.
Yeah. Yeah. And here I'm the wife of a pastor. So, you know, I've been raised to believe that we are to love one another regardless. Okay. I have yet to find any scripture in the Bible that says anything in the event or in the nature of I'm better than you, or you're better than me in this area and I'm better than you. No, we are all brothers and sisters. And when you're using Christianity as a backdrop to the rhetoric that you're speaking, yes, the Bible speaks about certain things that God does not, that he's not pleased with, but you still have to love that human.
Right. You can't talk about Jesus and God and then say you don't like, you don't care for these types of people.
They're still human.
Right.
Human is, look, sin is sin. We all sin. We all do things that are against what God wants us to do, but we still have to love one another as human beings and let him judge us. Not man. Man does not judge us. God judges us.
Mm-hmm.
And I don't mean to get up here and preach at people, but this is what this man stood for. This is what he you know, almost pretty much campaigned himself on this. You know,
let's see what he's saying.
So when segregation ended, right? Black people, or when slavery ended, actually, black people were just for wherever, right? So they had nowhere to go. And then there was laws put in place to put them into prison. And after...
That's right.
It's okay. No. What's your name? Guys, what's your name?
Jackson.
It takes a lot of courage to come up here.
Yeah, no,
Let's just take a deep breath. Okay, I'm not here to pick on you.
No,
and I appreciate it. No, it's okay. I know this can be very intimidating getting into a crowd like this. So just take a deep breath. Let me make your argument. I'm going to make your argument for you, and I'm going to tell you why I think it's wrong. Okay?
Okay, yeah.
Is that fair?
Yeah, sure.
Okay, so the argument that is being made that you want to make is that there's legacies of injustice.
Yes.
And that those legacies impact one generation after the other. And when those things get handed down, you have what is a system or a systemic issue that isn't just isolated in 2024. So the argument that you're making is that what happened in 1954 does impact 2024 of decade after decade after decade. Let me tell you my response to that. Of course, there is some truth to that. However, every culture, every person in this audience can point to issues that families or generations prior had that were able to overcome. So the question is, why is it that Black America is one of the only populations, that and Native American populations, that have not been able to overcome such evil, horrors, and injustices? Here's my perspective, and I want to hear what you have to say.
What you say?
Who said they overcame them?
Exactly. And then comparing the comparison. You can't compare what we went through with slavery and segregation to what happens in each individual household.
Right. Say, lady, I got to go. My licensor is here.
Okay.
It's short, but I've got to go. But thank you so much for having me, honey.
Thanks for being here. Bye, sweetheart.
Bye-bye, love.
Is that the number one way to keep people out of poverty, lower the crime rate, and have a better society is whether or not you have a mom and a dad around, which we agree that's an ideal. Yeah? Cool. Yeah. And so what happened in 1964 is that 25% of Black youth were raised by a single mom. Today, it's nearly 75%, about 70%. So that means that 1 in 4 Black kids will have a father around. Only 1 in 4. That's the number one issue happening in the country, and it's not because of systemic racism. I'd like to hear what you have to say about that.
Okay. I don't know if it's number one, but it is an issue. Not having a 2 people in the household, a father figure and a mother figure. I want to give a shout out to Pam. Pam was a YouTuber. Let me go back to Jay Breezy. Pam was a YouTuber, and she passed away from cancer. She had stage 4 breast cancer, and she has passed away. She was a YouTuber, and I posted on my community wall, "Rest in peace, Pam." All in all, she's still a content creator. I didn't know her personally. I've never spoken to her, and I've actually never been on her page before, but I heard about it yesterday, and I wanted to show my respects. And I know some of you wanted to as well. So rest in peace, Pam. Girl Media, did he say there are people are not human? I don't know if I heard that, Media. Okay, we're going to move on to the next subject. Right. He said they didn't overcome. He said a lot of stuff. Oh, Canada. I thought about moving to Canada, but since Spardinia is there, I really don't want to. Dell, how are you doing? Give me a call. You said something was wrong with your phone. Let's get together and chit chat. See, this is what I don't like. He has no reason to be speaking African American people when he is a Caucasian man. Talk about oxymoron. Well, he's trying to tell Black people where we're missing it at, and it's hard to receive that from him. That's for sure. RC 117. Spain. All right, all right, all right. Okay, let's see what we got next going on, guys. Okay, let's do a little bit of this. Let's do a little bit of this.
Maxine Waters, and Chuck Schumer, AOC, and Bernie Sanders.
Telling the world that they're ready to fight back.
Good. Yes.
Well, many of those cheering protesters will have travelled to Saturday's rally with the words of Charlie Kirk's widow, Erica, ringing in their ears.
If you thought that my husband's mission was powerful before, you have no idea. You have no idea what you just have unleashed across this entire country. In this world, you have no idea. You have no idea the fire that you have ignited within this wife. The cries of this widow will echo around the world like a battle cry.
It's not for me or anybody else to judge how a bereaved wife and mother grieves. Nobody can blame her for being angry and distraught. But it's fair to say that for many, her words only compounded a sense of righteous fury and of us versus them. There are two powerful narratives in direct conflict right now, both in the UK and the US. One side sees an existential fight against the erosion of their culture and their values by people who revile both. The other can only see intolerance and bigotry. As always, the truth is probably on a middle ground that's very rapidly collapsing. But so too is the moral high ground of those on the left who cling to the idea that hatred and division are only conservative problems. Rabble-rousing rapper Bob Violet.
Let me pause that and let me go back to you guys. Somebody said in the chat that Piers Morgan was arguing with a group of people. If you could tell me at what point he was arguing with these people, then I can go directly to that timestamp. Otherwise, I got to try to figure it out myself. So if you can tell me the timestamp in that, we'll come back to this and go from there. Let's see, what else do we have? Okay, let's go back to, God, where did it go? God, I got rid of one of my, anyway. We're going to move on. Okay, this is Trent Out Loud. He is talking about Candace, and we are still talking about Charlie. So I'm not a fan of Candace, and neither is he. But she's going to talk about, do I want to hear what Candace has to say about Charlie? No, let's move on from that too. I don't care about that either. What do you, we don't care about that. Let me go here. Okay. I want to do Tamar. And I want to do Andrew Tate, and then we're going to call it a day. Oh, this one's a good one too. I got a couple of more. Let's do Tamar and AT2. It is.
But whenever I can find a roast of Kaya, I'm watching it. And Kaya is going in on Tamar Braxton. Now, I'm very surprised. I've just seen something about Kaya roasting Tamar Braxton. As you guys know, she had the incident with her mouth. She said she was sleepwalking. Well, her dentist said she was sleepwalking.
Okay, let me tell you what
like a medical doctor.
The new topic is, let's go back a couple of weeks ago when Tamar had a bloody nose and like blood all on her pillow, and said that she had something happened to her one night when she went out with Funky Dineva, and she almost lost her life. Now she's going around saying that she's not promoting her new album and she's going to the farm. So this young lady, a content creator, is coming out and has something to say about Tamar. And what we do believe is that Tamar was trying to promote her new album, and we think she allegedly used her missing teeth and bloodiness in the night before issue as look at me, a publicity stunt to look at me, and also while you're looking at me, look at my new album. And so this young lady is I haven't seen it yet, so we're going to see it together. And the Andrew Tate is going to be about Harry and Meghan. See, I don't know who Kaya is. I don't know who she is. So we're going to find out today. He is obnoxious, Debbie. He is. I don't care for Andrew Tate all that much either. I think he reeks conceited. He reeks just I'm better than you attitude, and Mr. Know-it-all. That's what I get from him. Oh, I'm excited to see what she has to say. Yeah, I'm not a fan of Andrew Tate, so none of us are. Oh, so you seen him, Marie? Oh, really? My neck, my back. That's her song. Yeah, he's not the greatest person. My neck, my back. Do, 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 do. Demon Dictator, Charles Clark says something about Meghan and Meghan Markle. You got that clip for us? Dale, I believe Demon Dictator said to what error messages are given you? You can go on to, they have a help desk where you can chat with them and they'll help you get on. And try your laptop if you have a laptop. I think Jen says she thinks Tamar has a mental illness where she's addicted to social media, combined with some level of narcissism, which is going to destroy her because she can't control herself. She likes attention. Hello, Cassandra. Okay, let's see.
But hey, that's here nor there. But let's go ahead and check it out. But first, all right, here we go. I was like, shoot, so much negative news. We need something positive. Well, at least funny, maybe not positive. Funny. Here we go.
Here
Girl, your spaced out ass is being charged with lying to the goddamn people. And the few little fans you have left to try to promote and tied and through ass album and a low budget non-acting ass tubing movie that we the black people or the saltine goddamn crackers is watching or gives a fuck about ain't gonna watch or support, stream or buy it. Because you know we didn't want this or ask for this motherfucking shit at all. Tate girl trying to put on all this shit for the promoter tubing movie and a tied ass singer that isn't working. Setting Kokiana Dineva up for this bullshit that he or us knew shit about because we don't care. We don't give a fuck about you. Take why you been tied through and done for, girl. Pretending to be hurt to sell music that isn't selling. Always doing shit to stay relevant when it isn't working. Just feeling like all your sister relationships and your marriages and engagements, bitch, because don't nobody want your loud, extra tied and through ass. Being crazy as a Betsy bug, thinking you made it and is about to get some shit money, but you ain't. Just a waste of your fucking savings account on this movie and album that ain't selling like wet motherfucking dope, aka we ain't buying the bitch. Okay, being the, you know, little bald-headed bitch that cries wolf. Girl, did you really get your ass whooped or not? Fell in the kitchen, sleepwalk. They say, girl, now when something for real happens to your little frail bipolar motherfucking ass, all we gonna do is scroll and gag and not look or pay any attention to your ass gag order because we don't give a fuck. We don't care, okay? Not drowning in that tub when you was with David and Diane. So going on, we got another bite. Not going online to clear this bullshit up, gag order immediately, and letting your good Kokiana Judy get roasted by everybody. Wasting our fucking time putting this tired ass, non-acting ass actors in this little tired ass tubing movie who, you know, never could act like your mammy in that tired ass flip wig. She won't stop fucking weird. We are not in the 70s no more, Miss E. You know what? We the people told me to roast you in that wig. You know, we'll get back to that wig, child. Letting your mother still wear that same old hairstyle from the 70s. Gag order when she used to have some hair before your father cheated and left for a gallon of milk and never came back here. Being the baby of the family who's still dumb and clueless as fuck, thinking you got talent when you don't, still thinking that you can sing when you can't. I said, child, putting Vince in your little tubing movie still looking big as a motherfucking house, back wide as a whole sofa chair. Gag order, stressing him the fuck out that brought all that weight back that he was trying to lose. Looking stupid as hell, made up with Yandy's non-acting ass midget for. And being out of order per usual. Girl, why is you trying to lay up and pretend to be acting with me, decent girl? What you got going on? Say, you know what? You a dumbass Pisces. You know, Yandy, Yankadoodle, Yandy is a dumbass. You know what, DC? You got to tie. Girl, your spaced out ass is being charged with lying.
Yes, I did. Robert Redford has passed away at, I believe, 87 today, guys. Bang, bang, bang. Hello, my minis curls. It's almost like she's hitting like a hammer. Okay.
To the goddamn people and the few little fans you have left to try to promote and tied and through ass album and a low budget non-acting ass tubing movie that we the black.
But y'all, one thing about Kaya, she can roll, like, you know, people call her out because she write down her roast, right? But she the way she delivers it, maybe a little less banging. It is kind of annoying after a while, but I mean, I can't say I disagree with anything she said. Tamar is ridiculous. Like this whole thing with her teeth and sleepwalking and then her not, I don't want to say cover up, but her not just putting it out there and saying what it was. First of all, we didn't need to know. She didn't have to say anything. Why did she say anything about her losing her teeth? Like all she had to do was shut.
Why? Why did she even mention it?
Shut up. We didn't need it. She's an attention seeker, and she literally was crying so people can talk about her. And this was like some weird. And then just the whole promo with the album and the movie, and then the rumors about Mendices. Is Mendices an actor? Like, how many movies has he starred in? Like, that was just a weird pick for like somebody to choose as your leading man. Just nothing about it still makes sense. I mean, I know it's been like a month or so now, but nothing about it makes sense. I don't think we'll ever get the full truth. Funky Dinevous is done talking about it. Tamar seems to have moved on. But hey, I'm always here for a good dragon, and that's what Kaya did. You know, shout out to the whole Gag Nation and everything else. Listen, I don't want to get in the ring with Kaya because she literally slaughters her opponents with her words. There's only so many people who can go at it with Kaya. She's just so slick at the mouth, and it's just, she gets you every time. Man. But anyway, you guys, I just wanted to go ahead and post something that was actually funny instead of so much negative, dark stuff that's been going on in the world today. Please hit that like button. Please subscribe to the channel.
Let me hit the like button. Thanks, AT2. So basically, Tamar, I do believe it was a publicity stunt. This young lady, Kaya, has roasted her, and it was really good. AT2. Tamar looks like she needs and wants attention. And I'm like, AT2, why did you even just come out and say anything about it at all? And the answer is maybe she was trying to promote her single and brought attention to herself. Unwanted attention, I should say.
Yo, I don't know.
Okay, let's do Harry real quick.
Here with some of the stories making headlines today. I'm joined by Royal Editor Russell Myers and our very own Ross King. Ross, first of all, we start with something joyful. The official Strictly lineup photograph was released over the weekend. There it is. We can have a wee look.
Look at that.
Oh, you might have made an effort.
So my grand's curtains have gone.
I was going to say, very sound of music. You wear it very well. You wear it very well.
Oh my goodness! I tell you, see with this training, I think I'm getting back down to my birth weight. I think I'm getting pretty close at the moment.
Is it just awful?
Unbelievable. But I've also got to say, we recorded the launch show, which was.
The comment of today, or the moment, goes to Cassandra. She reminded me that my music wasn't on. Let's put some hearts in the chat for Cassandra. Or Cassandra, okay? Here we go, here we go. Kisses to you, thank you. Yeah, Debbie, it was okay. I agree. Yeah, that's okay. Let me go there now.
Voted by Meghan, friends of Meghan, and the leftist mainstream media and everyone else who hates the royal family and British traditions generally is that the royal couple were driven out of Britain because of snobbery and racism. The narrative being promoted by Meghan, friends of Meghan, and the leftist mainstream media and everyone else who hates the royal family and British traditions generally is that the royal couple were driven out of Britain because of snobbery and racism. They only started going off Meghan when they realized she was a pushy, ungrateful, entitled, gag-inducingly politically correct Hollywood gold digger who'd just gone and hitched herself up to Britain's favorite cheeky chappy warrior prince.
I wanted to speak about this because Charlie Kirk.
I like what he said. I do. I like what Charlie said. Gold digger. We're dealing with a gold digger. We're dealing with someone that is wanted fame and fortune, that went after a prince and got him. Interesting.
Kirk, may he rest in peace, actually was spot on. And we're going to dissect this a little by little because this is a man who was hated for what he said, for calling things out, something that is very much needed. And what is really disturbing is that he's spot on, and not only on the idea of Rachel Meghan Markle, but also...
I disagree. I'm not a fan of Charles Kirk. May he rest in peace, but I don't agree with you.
Of Oprah Winfrey. How Oprah went from being the champion, from enabling women not to be victims, but to be victors. And it is something that is incredibly true of what is going on right now. And it's a kind of behavior that's going on everywhere. And we're seeing this behavior rewarded. How do we see this behavior rewarded? By any lack of accountability. It's like you sweep it under the carpet, sweep it under the carpet. The royal return. Harry's the cheeky prince. He's back. He had a meeting with his father, the king, which raised his stock for him and his skanky wife, Rachel Meghan Markle. Because Meghan Markle, it is true that she is, in my very humble opinion, an entitled gold digger.
Yeah.
A D-list mattress actress who managed to get her hooks on Harry, an idiot. I do believe that Harry is mentally incompetent. I'm not saying that he is not to be held accountable, because he is mean. He knows right from wrong. He knows that very well, which is why he wants the palace now to take over. The very same palace people that he bitched about and said that he didn't want them to be part of a...
She didn't have to say she was a fan of his, but she did say that she agreed with him on his take. You know, she agrees with him, and not just about Meghan, but his views. So I take it she did have some respect for him.
There were the machinery, him and Meghan Markle, that drove his wife to insanity. Now he's back, happy to be in the presence with friends and family. And we see the mainstream media, Dickie Arbiter, Tom Sykes, Arthur Edwards, even this other woman that's there saying, oh my God, I love that Prince Harry's back. He's now, rather than going back to the US, I don't blame the guy though, because I wouldn't want to go back to Rachel Meghan Markle. But I wouldn't want to go back to Harry either. Harry's an ugly looking, smelly guy. Rather than going back to his wife, he's doing royal engagements in Ukraine. Was it dictated by the king to go to Ukraine? Because let's not forget, if you think that Harry is going to Ukraine in these places on his own accord and he's able to get it on his own, we are in La La Land. You are worse than I am. Because make no mistake, Harry has never left.
I do not agree that Charles is sending Harry on these royal tours, these royal places. I don't think that is true. I don't think that King Charles is sending Harry to Ukraine to talk to Zelensky. I don't think that is. He met with his father for 15 minutes, according to Lady C and Trevor Colt, and that was it. But I don't see Harry coming together with his father to help with, being a royal. That would make him a senior royal again. If he's doing things behind the scenes with Harry, I don't agree. Sorry, Paula.
The fold. He just wants to be officially back now. And
Harry is being back in the fold is strong. Like, I can't see, when you say being back in the royal fold, what do you mean? Being called Your Royal Highness, being back on the balcony, going to different countries to represent the royals. What do you mean by that, Paula?
Skanky wife, because what has Meghan left to do? But today we're going to listen to Charlie Kirk, because it is unbelievable what this gentleman says. But before we do, thank you very much for subscribing, sharing, and liking. You coming to the channel. It's very important, watching the videos. I do appreciate, and I don't take you for granted. The only thing's missing is the chicken cutlets in her breasts, in her boobs, and I think she put some on there.
I think just a broader question about this whole saga is, are we really now going to blame racism for the alleged oppressed life of Meghan Markle? Is that going to be the consensus point? Her narrative is now basically, I am going to play a victim while I was literally admitted into the royal family.
Right.
And based on my memory, and I'm sure we could find...
I'm going to claim that the royal family is racist. Okay? Period. That's what Meghan did. She totally said that the royal family was racist. But I'm going to be a part of something that is racist. That's what he just said. But I got married into this racist family. I had a baby in this racist family. You did all this stuff, but they're racist. Your story ain't storying. They let you in. So when they let you in my book, it showed me a sign that there wasn't any racism going on, since you, you consider yourself as a white person. You don't consider yourself a person of color. But my point is that she is calling the family racist, but she got married into this racist family. And she knew. Harry talked about their kids before they got married. This was before the marriage. Meghan and Harry was having a discussion about who said what about Archie's skin color. So Meghan knew well in advance that this was a conversation, I should say, or in her mind, something that she conjured up, I think, or her and Harry conjured up. And now all of a sudden she gets married into this family, even though she's claiming that they're racist from the beginning. Why would you marry into a family that is racist? Why? I don't get that. Jen, thank you for that, talking about the critical thinking and so on and so on. It's, to me, Charlie, I'm not a fan. I'm not going to be a fan. Just by what I've learned about him these last few days doesn't make me a fan of his at all. I think he's anti, and if you're anti anything, then I'm just not with that. And I'm one of the people that you're anti against. What are you going to do with us? The LGBTQ community. What are you going to do with minorities? What are you going to do with those other people? Us. I don't like his rhetoric. I don't like his thoughts. But I could care less. I don't agree with most of the things that he says. But do I wish death upon him? Hell no.
Endless amounts of media coverage that reinforced this. That was one of the most positive media events of the last couple decades. And for her to now accuse the entire royal family of racism.
I agree, Jay Breezy. I do. It gives them a pass. You know, you can't say that he likes minorities. Not with the stuff that I just got through researching. And when I brought up his name and brought up his information, the first thing it said was that he talks about minorities and talks about the LGBTQ community. and not in the best light. So why in the hell would I give a shit about this person? You know what I'm saying? Like it would just be weird for me to be like, oh yeah, he's wonderful. He's a great person, you know? He doesn't really care about this, and this, but he's great. He's great when it comes to, he is talking to a group of people. He is not talking to me. He's talking about me, but not to me.
With no specifics whatsoever, no names, no times, no events, but it fits the narrative, and she knows now she can go make a bunch of money, which she probably made upwards of $7 million.
Meghan Markle made money. That thing that Oprah said that Meghan Markle was not paid any money, you'd be dead wrong, because even though she may not have physically been giving any money, like from Oprah, it was given in the form of donations, in my very humble opinion, and also in the form of percentage per ad revenue that was featured during that interview. And oddly enough, the interview ads were about pharmaceuticals. Isn't that something? Pharmaceuticals. That's what the ad revenue mostly was about. So
I don't know if Paula is a fan or not, media. I don't. I know she doesn't dislike him. So I know that, and she is a woman of color. Me and her are a woman of color, but she may hear something different than I hear, as far as he's concerned. And it's her prerogative to like anyone. She doesn't dislike him. I can definitively say that, because of what she said earlier in the call early in her video, that she agrees with his she agrees with him on certain topics, and we're watching him. I agree with him on Meghan Markle. That doesn't change my feelings about him, that I'm not a fan. That doesn't change that I still am not a fan of his, because he's talking about being truthful about Meghan. Like Jay Breezy said. Hello to in the news. Right. I got you, Jay Breezy. You were not talking about Meghan per se. You were talking about Kirk. His reasoning.
We have Meghan Markle, who now, during the BLM movement, decided
of a powerful institution, part of what everyone wants, which is
would be stronger than Meghan Markle's. And he was all pleased with himself that his genes were stronger than Meghan Markle's.
She now is playing the part of what everyone wants, which is, I've seen the inner workings of a powerful institution. And let me tell you, at the highest levels of ancestral aristocracy, they're racist, and we must change everything. That's the narrative. The narrative that she is now playing is confirmation bias of what Oprah herself has been trying to push on the American people. Now,
this was all scripted. That BS that Meghan Markle did not know, or Oprah didn't know which question she was going to give or get. Guys, come on. They're literally insulting our.
Nothing's going to change my mind about this person, Charles Kirk. It's not. And just because he's nice to someone from the LGBT community doesn't make him this hero. I don't believe in the only thing I believe in what he says is when he's talking about Meghan. Everything else, No, falls by the wayside. I'm not listening to him. That's probably why I didn't know really who he was when I knew him, I knew of him, I remember his face, he's familiar, but I don't follow him. Thank you, Marie.
Our intelligence right now.
And also concerns and conversations about how dark his skin might be when he's born. That was relayed to me from Harry.
That was told to me through Harry. He told you this before y'all got married, and then you married him anyway. And now you're sitting on Oprah's couch like you're the victim.
Those were conversations that family had with him.
If you
Before
were
you
to
got married.
Brown, that would be a problem. Are you saying that?
I wasn't able to follow up with why, but that if that's the assumption you're making, I think that feels like a pretty safe one.
Thank you, Jay.
I am still being attacked, not only by the Sussex squad, by the Mexican community as well. My son's life has been threatened because I've been calling this woman out for ages now. We're living in a very incredible time where a narrative is more important than the truth. That is
no, Debbie. I'm not saying you media, and I'm not saying anyone is trying to convince me to change my mind. What I'm saying is that I was talking to Debbie that she wants me to watch an interview with him talking to someone from the LGBT community. That's what I'm saying. It's not going to change my mind about how I feel about him just because he comes across as a nice person. He said enough to make me know that he is not, for demographics. That he's talking to one demographic group of people. He's not talking to me. I can't receive anything from him. No, I'm not. I'm with Jay Breezy on this. I think he has a problem with minorities. And then he wants to discuss why we're minorities and what's going on with our lives. And there's no fathers in the house. And this is why this is happening. And this is why that is happening. There's a lot of reasons things happen in the Black community that he doesn't know about. But statistics tells him that having two parents in the house is a good thing, which it is good. Okay, let's see what else is going on here.
What we're seeing here are facts. Facts are offensive nowadays. And people like Charlie Kirk just paid the ultimate price for it. Isn't that something, guys? Isn't that something?
Meghan, you are now allowing your feelings, I guess I should say, to dictate an accusation of a family that largely, by all evidence available, embraced you. What an unbelievably ungrateful person you are. No gratitude. Perfect leftist, no gratitude.
The third person in this interview is Oprah. And this is what has been bothering me.
Okay, he says no gratitude, leftist. I guess we're not gratified. Anyway, he's right. They opened the door for you. They gave you a red carpet. They gave you everything you could possibly want. And then you turned around and called them racist. Yeah, I mean, I didn't say I didn't like him. I just don't know a whole lot about this person, but I'm not a fan. I'm not someone that would watch him and be like, oh, Kirk's coming on. Nope. Just, like I was telling Auntie Mickey, you don't like me, I don't like you. Exactly. I'm with you, Dell. Let's do it. Okay, we're moving on. Thank you, Paula. We hit the like button. We're going to move on to Andrew Tate. Then I'm going to let you lovely people go. Yeah, to each its own. To each his own. Yeah, I don't know enough about him to talk about him. I don't know enough to talk about him, but I do.
Orlando Bloom can't stop partying while Katy Perry is.
What I do know, what I read about him. I read it earlier. Anyway, I forgot what I was going to say, but I read it earlier. Let's see if I can see it. It was a little. I can pull it back up. Let me pull it back up. Oh, here it is. Let me go back. Charlie Kirk did not like black people. He called Martin Luther King awful and George Floyd a scumbag. See, the more I dig into him, the more I dislike him. You know? The more I read on Charles, the more I'm not like, okay, yeah, I'm not a fan. I don't know. Dale, you got to tell me where to play. I need a timestamp because I can't just listen to the whole Pierce Morgan thing. I need a timestamp. Hello, Snowdrop. Yeah, I'm gonna do the full clip of it. Where is it? Right here. Close. Okay, what does it say? Oh, that shirt is so pretty. Nationwide, Charlie Kirk, the age of 31-year-old conservative and activist at Turning Point USA founder who was shot and killed. Okay, let's go on. I don't want to. In early 2025, Kirk drew heavy backlash for saying, if I see a black pilot, I'm going to be like, boy, I hope he's qualified. Why in the hell? Why and how in the world would I like someone like this? Why would I want to listen to him? What could he possibly have to say to me that would change my thoughts about him? Nothing. Nothing whatsoever. Should I make it bigger so you guys can see? That's what he said. It's in quotes. Quote, unquote. Let me read it again. In early 2024, which was just last year, Kirk drew heavy backlash. This is him. For saying, if you see a black pilot, so I'm assuming if you're white and if you see a black pilot, then I'm going to be like, boy, I hope he's qualified. What do I do with that? Jay Breezy, what do I do with that? Let me go back and let me reread it to you. And it's in quotations on what he said. Kirk drew heavy backlash for saying, if, quote, this is quoted, if I see a black pilot, I'm going to be like, boy, I hope he's qualified, unquote. Okay? He made the comment during a podcast conversation about an airline diversity hiring practices, sparking outrage online. You don't say. Many saw the remark as promoting a harmful stereotype that Black professionals are inherently less competent, and as a clear example of the racial undertones that define this commentary. Critics argue it showed exactly how Kirk used race to stroke division among largely white conservative audience. Okay? I don't like the guy. I don't like him. And the more I learn about him, the more that stands. The more it stands. So Snowdrop, I did read it. It was quoted. It was backlash. He said it. What are you trying to say, Kirk? That you don't want to get on a plane where there's a black pilot? You don't want to have surgery if the person is black and a woman? Very disgusting. I found that very disgusting. Send the clips with all the stamps. No, that's the Piers Morgan. The Piers Morgan, he's got this big panel. It's like 2 hour long, and they were arguing. And I kind of want to see what they were talking about, but I don't have any timestamps. Ziggy Lee, I don't care if he was talking to I don't care who he was talking to. What he said was disrespectful and nasty. And it insinuated, he was insinuating that Black people aren't competent enough to fly the plane. If he said that about a Black person, why wouldn't he say that about the people that is his color? Why do he have to single out a color? I don't care if he was talking to Donald Trump. The more I get to know him, the more I dislike him. The more I find him not likable. Let me read that again. Kirk drew heavily. He made the comment during a podcast conversation about an airline diversity hiring practices, sparking controversial online. if I see a black pilot, okay, not white, but a black one, specifically a black pilot, I'm going to be like, boy, B-O-Y, I hope he's qualified. Why would you say that? Because he's black? You can't fix that sentence up to make it sound anything worse than what he said. You can't fix that up to make it sound better. You can't fix it up to say, oh, but he did that. Oh, but he meant this. Oh, but he meant that. I know what the hell he meant. He meant you're black and you are you educated enough to do this job because you're black? Kirk's hostility towards the civil rights movement was even more explicit. Though he once praised Martin Luther King Jr., he later revised course, calling the civil rights leader awful and not a good person. So Martin Luther King, that's what JBZ was telling us earlier, that he said that about Martin Luther King, that he's awful. What makes him awful? Oh. And he called George Floyd a scumbag. Wow, this is really something. He said he doesn't like Martin Luther King. And he called George Floyd a scumbag. It does sound good, Demon Dictator. Okay, you sent it in a Discord? Wow. It says Charlie, quick fact checks, leaves college kids screaming and panicked. We're going to move on from that snowdrop. I want to show the Tate one. I want to go back to Harry. I don't want to talk about Charles anymore. I don't want to talk about him anymore. Yeah, I don't like him. Not a fan. Not a fan. Totally. You know what? And you could tell me that he saved a homeless guy, and I still would not. He'll still not be a fan of mine. No, I know you were telling me about the DEI, that he was talking about that. And I was just saying, we are watching media driving opinion feelings in real time. What does that mean, Debbie? Everybody is entitled to their opinion. Everybody's entitled to what they think about this gentleman, and so am I. And the more I learn about him, the more I find out that he is not somebody that I would consider to be an influencer or an activist. For me, you're either for all people or you're for no people. You're either for all Americans or you're not. And those people that are not for all Americans, I have a problem with. I don't believe in division and dividing and, and that's what he's about. He's set on this platform, his platform, and called George Floyd a scumbag. No one's talking about that. He also said he didn't like Martin Luther King or he wasn't a good person. How do you know? You've never met Martin Luther King before. All you know is about the history of Martin Luther King. But then you're going to pass judgment on someone that passed judgment on him based on what? What don't you like about him? What did he do that made you think that he's not a likable person? And why is George Floyd a scumbag? Because I didn't know George Floyd. I just saw him get killed unalived in front of everyone. And now he's a scumbag? Now, listen to the rhetoric that we are hearing about Charles's death. People are clapping, getting excited, praising it. I find that very strange and odd to do that. But look at this. Look at the contrast. He calls George Floyd a scumbag. And then on the other side, he's got people celebrating his death now. Am I right? Dill, are you okay? Let's see, did I miss anything? Okay, let's move on to Tate. And here is the link to Piers Morgan. They do it again. They did it again and again. Charlie Kirk debate causes guests storm out. Wow. It looks, we can do it another time. It's just getting late. So, and it's an hour and 22 minutes. So we're not going to be able to get to that. But here's the link if you guys want to see that with Piers Morgan. IA is running everything. Come on up. Come on up, Dill. Get up here, girl. You can do it. I don't know what's going on with your phone. Get it all out your system. Come on. Oh, and may he rest in peace, Charles Kirk. Okay, Tate.
Are so terrified when talking about Harry and Meghan because they're worried that they're going to be accused of racism. You're clearly not worried about that.
No, I'm not worried about that. I refuse to live in an absolute fantasy, and people are dodging around the true issue. I'm a person of color myself, but I don't think that's why I'm inspired to speak the truth. The fact that racism is being used as a justification for the fact that she isn't liked by the majority of people is a cop-out. It's not the case. She does not garner any kind of racism in day-to-day life. She's less dark-skinned than me, and I certainly haven't suffered from any racism. So I don't think race has anything to do with it. I think she's just a dislikable person and is trying to find another excuse for that, for people to treat her that way.
And this fits into one of your bigger narratives, doesn't it? Which is that you're very worried that men today seem to be embracing the idea of being victims. And you say that one of the reasons that you are a resilient human being is
in many ways.
Great to have you here. People are so terrified when talking about Harry and Meghan because they're worried that they're going to be accused of racism. You're clearly not worried about that.
No, I'm not worried about that. I refuse to live in an absolute fantasy, and people are dodging around the true issue. I'm a person of color myself, but I don't think that's why I'm inspired to speak the truth. The fact that racism is being used.
Letitia, Debbie's comment was not about one's opinion. It was about media spin that is platformed and media celebrities, platforms, and the I can't read that word. Retro division and further political stance they create. You're talking about the media. So you're talking about the media spins. Yes, they do. Media does spin. But when there's quotes and different things like that, I tend to believe it. So are you saying, I get it. I'm not in dispute that the media can twist things. Yeah, they do twist it. But what I read was not, I didn't feel it was twisted. So we can say, and that's an opinion too, about media spins. That's our own personal opinion, that media can spin things and spin things on platforms and many celebrities and retro division and further political stance they create. Yes, they do. I do believe that, but I don't believe that all of it's like that. I think you got to read between the lines to figure out the truth. And then especially if you get it more than once. V Goddess, is this you coming on my platform? If it's not, show your face. Show your face. Or show something if you want to come up on this platform. Yeah, but no, as far as the media is concerned, yeah, the media they're going to have their own opinions sometimes, their own, how they're going to spin it, how they're going to tell us about the story. But to me, it's up to us to get the information, listen to the information and give our opinion on it. And yes, the media can be manipulating, but I don't think what I just read was manipulative. And especially when it's quoted. They quoted him saying that. And it was an outrage over that. So if I'm reading an article or in the media, then I have to discern what is correct and what's not manipulated. And I don't think what I was reading is manipulated. And what I'm finding out about this gentleman is he has a pattern of being a person that is not for minorities or for people of color. He has a different stance on that. And I'm reading that and seeing that. And with that being the case, I am not a fan. And it does sound like it has a lot of division. Now, I know some of you don't like these two gentlemen, but we are going to hear what they both have to say.
So, Andrew Tate, great to have you here. People are so terrified when talking about Harry and Meghan because they're worried that they're going to be accused of racism. You're clearly not worried about that.
No, I'm not worried about that. I refuse to live in an absolute fantasy, and people are dodging around the true issue. I'm a person of color myself, but I don't think that's why I'm inspired to speak the truth. The fact that racism is being used as...
But what you quoted was not the full contents of the conversation. Okay, let me show my face on this one. I know that you can say things and then there's stuff in the front of it, and then they after the comments that you made. But he's made 3 to 4 different controversial comments that came out of his mouth that were negative and bad and disgraceful. To call George Floyd a scumbag and to say that about Martin Luther King, and then to go on and say, I still have it up, let me go back, about the black pilots. Now, I know I ain't stupid. I'm not stupid. This person is not liked by many, and mostly by minorities. And because of his rhetoric, because of what he says and what he states, and what I'm learning about him is enough for me to say that, ooh, red alert, red flag. I'm starting to see it now. I'm starting to see why people dislike him. No excuse for celebrating his demise. But I'm seeing why people don't care for this person. And I become one of those people. And this particular article that I read happened to have what he quoted like that. Let's go back to it, how it said. Right. I'm dealing in just regular common sense. And that is, this person has an issue with minorities. Because if he didn't, he wouldn't have said the things that he said. He also wouldn't be this figure out there that people do not like. He is not a likable person. And why? Ask the question. Oh, I know why. Maybe because of some of the things that he that comes out of his mouth and that he believes. Like Jay Breezy said, his wife is now going to take over his movement. What movement is that? Because so far, he doesn't seem like the nicest a person that I would have wanted to meet. Here it is. Here's the article if you guys would like to read it for yourselves, because I'm moving on. I'm moving on from him. There's the article that I read. If you want to read it on your own and find out what I was reading and getting from the situation. And how are we supposed to know if someone is giving us the truth? But your quote was not the full content of the conversation, though. Yes, it was. The quote was enough for me to say, oh, hell no. Red flag. V Goddess, go away. Go away. Go get a life. Find you something to do. Go on. You have a whole platform over there that you could be doing a live on, but yet and still you like to come over here and play in my chat. You do. You're acting like an immature child. A very immature child. Stay off my platform. Go away. Go away. Shoo. Shoo. Shoo, shoo, shoo. Shoo. Hello, Kamari. Yeah, there is the article. You can read it on yourselves and go from there. That was just one article that I chose out of many articles that I could choose of him not being the best, not saying the nicest things about minorities. No, he's not. He is not saying very nice things about minorities. And I agree with Dell. I think there's a little bit of racism going on with him. I really do. All his rallies, you don't see diversity. Is he about diversity? Is he about coming together and, or is he about wanting a white pilot? He's telling me a story. And the story that he is telling me is that, hold up, I don't trust you all the way because of the color of your skin. No. Not a demon dictator. If that is you, type in the kind of bring yourself on real quick. Take your camera off so I can see if that's you. Otherwise, I have okay, that's you. Got you. Okay. Thank you, Demon Dictator, because V Goddess has been coming over here playing like she's
Do you know what it is? It's not V Goddess, it's Dell. Dell's been trying to get on.
Dell? That wasn't Dell.
It was. We're in the side chat. Dell's going, I'm trying to get on. It's Dell.
Try. Oh, snap. It said me.
It's Dell. Dell's been stalking you. Dell's a stalker.
Dell, come on, stalker.
Try it now. I'm just eating my dinner. I thought I'd come on because Dell thinks their phone doesn't work, and it turns out that you think she's a stalker.
Okay, try again, Dell.
You're sitting there going, V Goddess, is that you? And Dell's going, it's me. I'm trying to get up.
Oh, that was Lee. Come on up. Come on up, Lee. There's the link. I've been having prankers over here. That's why. Yeah. Come on in. Come back up. Come back up.
Try again now, Del.
Everybody try to come up that wants to come up.
Oh, you can't see my picture, can you?
Where?
Because I can see on StreamYard, I can see my Harry picture, but on YouTube, you can't see my picture anymore.
I can see it on StreamYard.
But I'm on you because I got you on my telly and you can't see my picture. That's why you didn't know it was me. For some reason.
It says Demon Dictator. But
oh, okay.
The Goddess has been coming over here, changing her name.
Oh, I see.
Yeah, like Antoine. She changed it to Antoine once. And she changed it to RC117 yesterday.
Oh, I see. Okay.
Yeah.
So I'll wave to you. We'll all have to wave to you so you know it's us first.
Yeah, just wait.
Del, are you still trying to come up?
And Lee, you can come up too. It's been Dale stalking you all this time.
It's been Del all this time. You might have to just wave to her first so she knows it's you, and then switch your cameras off.
Okay. Nobody likes Tate. Tate is like hated. He's
a con man. I can't stand the man. He's a con man.
He's so like he Mr. Know-it-all. Like, yeah. He's not. Yeah.
So Marie tried to get up. Who's trying to get up? Why can't people get up? It's weird.
Yeah. You guys can't hit the button.
It might, the first time you come up, it might take a couple of tries. But once you've done it once, you're allowed to get back. Let me come into the comments. Why is that not working?
Snowdrop, I know enough about him now to know what type of person he is. Even if I hear the whole clip, I don't care for him. I'm not going to like him. I'm not going to care for him. I know what he's about. And to me, he's a racist. And that's where I'm putting him. That's where he is. That's his new home for me. Not that he cares. He's resting in peace now. But he's a racist to me. And no matter what I listen, that's what I'm going to get out of him. And this is how I get my information. Because yes, the media could get it wrong sometimes. Or yes, they could say it wrong or whatever it may be. But if I keep hearing it and hearing it and seeing it, then I know for a fact that I'm on the right track. And so I'm on the right track with this Charlie guy.
You're allowed to your opinion. You're allowed to have your thoughts and opinions.
Exactly. And I'm not changing them if I read something different or he says something on them, whatever. It is what it is. I think he's a racist. And I've read it not in just one spot. There's several articles on him being that way. And that's enough for me to say, I'm done with him.
What did it say, Marie? She's gutted. She wanted to come up. What does it say that you can't come up? That's weird because you've got some of your panel love to come up and they can't. What did it say, Marie?
What happened?
Sometimes it can be you might have to try a couple of times. What did it say?
What do you mean? The Goddess?
No, like they're trying to come up on the panel and it won't let them.
Yeah, what's wrong?
Marie, what did it say?
Marie, are you even with StreamYard? I think you have to download it. Don't you, Demon Dictator?
No,
Marie's never been up on the panel.
Yeah. No, I don't have it downloaded. It just, sometimes it takes a couple of goes initially because you kind of set it up. But it's, what does it say? What did it say about Google? It says about Google.
Oh.
Is it? Oh, you might need to have a Google account. I've got a Google account. My Google account is called the Demon Dictator.
Oh, okay.
And it goes through your Google account.
Oh, I'm sorry.
So if you set up a Google account and then you will be able to come on that way. Yeah, just tried it. It says she wants to have a Google Mail account. Yeah. You need to have a Google account.
This press is loving Harry now. He needs to come back. William is being the bad guy, lazy, being stubborn, keeping a wedge in the family. What do you mean, Debbie? He's not the one that came out with the spare book. He's not the one that was on the Oprah show talking about the family was racist. So I don't know what William would have to do. How is he being lazy and stubborn?
Oh, the press are out to get him right now. I don't know what it is. They're all attacking him for some reason. Prince William is under attack right now.
That is so weird because Harry going home and seeing his father and not seeing his brother really tells a telltale story about their relationship is over. But it's not up to William to make that relationship better, especially when his brother is still in Lululand.
It's not his responsibility at all.
No, and his brother is still in cuckoo-ness.
Yeah, that's the reason why why they're not coming on. You need to get a Google account first. Set that up.
Okay.
And that's what it is. Dale, you might need to get a Google account.
Wow, sorry about that. You guys can't get on.
At least we figured it out what the problem is. So anyone who wants to come on, just get yourself a Google account and you'll be okay.
Oh, okay. Yeah, because you have all that, don't you?
I do, yeah. That's why I got my name and my picture on there.
Okay. Okay, so you need Google.
It's free. No, it's free, Dale. Google accounts are free.
It's free. Yeah, I'm not saying that anyone's trying to change my mind, but what I'm saying is when it comes to look at this, look at that, look at this, look at that, or that's not what he meant. He meant this, he meant that. No, I know what he meant. I know exactly what he said, and I didn't like it.
I think that some people are just, it's such an emotive subject. I think people are saying the media can take things out of context and his words out of context. And that's why you've got to kind of research. I think what they're trying to say is you've got to research it a little bit better. Don't just take what one article says, the comments that he made. They're trying to look into it.
One article. It's been over time, over the last 2 or 3 days, I've been hearing and listening and observing and researching who this person is, because I was trying to figure out why they were celebrating his death.
Yeah.
And his death is very controversial. It is it's the first death that I've seen that people are, they're discussing it. Like, it's a real big discussion. It's truly like a big discussion about his death, about what he believed in, if you liked him, if you didn't. And, because you got some people on this side almost saying he's this hero, especially to have the flag,
saint,
have the flag half staff, and he wouldn't even do it for John McCain. I think it was McCain. So it's weird, demon dictator. We're living in weird. To me, we're living in weird times, and I refuse for especially with Donald Trump. I refuse for people to tell me that he's one way and I see another, and then try to say no, that's not what he meant. That's not what he said. Or he's making it better. He's making the world better. And I'm looking at it over here and I'm seeing prices go up. My electric bill is $600 and $700 a month. The grocery bills are insane. Gas is insane. And these tariffs are affecting us. But, they're not. And then I hear people telling me, no, they're not. No, they're not. Yes, they are. So
that's the thing with all this misinformation, disinformation, no information, loads of information. You just got to, this is the thing, you've got to just do your research yourself and not take the word of any press or any articles. You just got to research it yourself and use your judgment. Taking the word of somebody else or taking the word of any media or any articles is just the wrong thing to do. But also, once you have made up your mind after your own research, you are allowed to have that opinion and stick with it.
And I have made up my mind.
Yeah.
And me and my husband have had conversations about Charles Kirk recently too. And he's told me some stuff about pretty much what I was reading. So I'm like, wow, this person is controversial. And I am not a fan. And like you said, I have made up my mind about him. And it's not going to change, just like Donald Trump. I've made my mind up because I've seen Trump do things with my own eyes. I don't have to, when people be like, well, that was on CNN or that was on another channel. The media is going to be the media. They're going to report what they see and sometimes exaggerate. And you have to have a discernment to say, okay, let's meet in the middle. It's almost like two people fighting, and one of the stories both stories are different. So then you have to make up your mind on who you believe and what story is the correct, the story that you believe.
Yeah. You always got to be careful with these things because everyone's just going to tell you something different. So I think just do your own research and make up your mind.
Yeah,
and then
everybody should have their own opinion about how they feel about these figures.
Yeah, when I heard Charlie Kirk say if his 10-year-old daughter got pregnant, he wouldn't want her to have an abortion or something like that. I saw it. I was like, no, thank you. You're just not for me. No.
What did he say?
If his 10-year-old daughter got pregnant, he wouldn't want her to have an abortion. I might not have said that correctly, but I did see it. I did see him say it. But if his 10-year-old daughter got pregnant, he wouldn't want her to have an abortion.
He would not?
Would not.
Okay.
And I went, that might not be the correct sentence, but I saw him say it and I went, no, thank you. No. That's all I needed to hear. No, thank you.
And see what I mean? All I needed to hear was what he said about the pilot, what he said about George Floyd, and what he said about the other thing. I needed to hear it, and it was in quotations. And whatever he said before that or after that, he said it. He said it. Yeah, it's really crazy.
You didn't block Dell. You didn't block anyone, did you? She's trying to say if you blocked me.
If she was blocked, she wouldn't be able to type. She wouldn't be in the chat.
No, she's not blocked anyone on StreamYard. On YouTube, you can't see my picture. That's so weird. I'm going to have to go into my YouTube account and see what's happened there.
I don't believe the flag was flown half-staff. I thought there was some controversy around the John McCain flag going half-staff because they were talking about it on the news.
I don't know about that.
Right.
Because I'm in the UK, I didn't really get involved in all the Charlie Kirk stuff. He just wasn't my type of person.
I believe what happened with the flag, if I'm not mistaken, that when they first heard about it, he didn't do the half-staff, and they had to tell him to do it, and then he did it. And then the next day he took it down. It was something about that. It's so long ago, I don't remember, but it wasn't like he did it. And it was not like he's doing it for Charles. There was some controversy around John McCain having the flag half-staff, but he did get he got like a presidential funeral. He did.
Yeah, I'm not going to American politics. Anyway, so I think we've figured out a little bit as to why some of the people can't come up. So you need to get a Google account first, and that will help you come in. Anyone who wants to come up, Del, if you can figure that out.
Yeah, Del. Sorry about that.
Yeah.
You have Google. Yeah, you're not blocked. If she was blocked, she wouldn't be able to be in the chat.
No, but she was wondering if you blocked her on StreamYard, but you haven't blocked anybody, have you?
No, you can't. If I block her on StreamYard, then I wouldn't be able to see her.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? Like, if I block anyone in my chat, they can no longer chat, and she's able to chat.
You
But
can't
I
see
would
that.
never block you, Del. So,
Del, I think you just got to have a little bit of patience and sort out a YouTube, Google account. Just get a little bit of patience and do it.
so do you guys want to see this with Tate, or do you want to just skip it?
Yeah, just see what he says. He's an idiot. Just see what he says.
Okay.
Idiot. And I'll come off and I'll let you have your
The
shot.
fact that she isn't liked by the majority of people is a cop-out. It's not the case. She does not garner any kind of racism in day-to-day life. She's less dark-skinned than me, and I certainly haven't suffered from any racism. So I don't think race has anything to do with it. I think she's just a dislikable person and is trying to find another excuse for people to treat her that way.
And this fits into one of your bigger narratives, doesn't it? Which is that you're very worried that men today seem to be embracing the idea of being victims. And you say that one of the reasons that you are a resilient human being is because you have lived through trauma, but that trauma actually propelled you to success rather than bringing you down to victimhood.
Yeah, the baseline of masculinity is that bad things are going to happen to you, and you're going to absorb them, and you're going to use them and to grow into a more competent individual. If you look at what society expects of men and what even females expect of men, they expect a man of competence. And for you to be competent, you have to have lived through some things. To be good at being a man, you have to have had a hard life. If you look at any superhero, his life was hard. This is the reality of it. And I think that the demasculinization of men is a genuine plague we are suffering with in the West. And Harry, in many ways, he's ended up a beacon for that.
So you think he has been emasculated by Meghan?
To a degree, certainly. He certainly lost a lot of the respect of the people and the people who were fans of the royal family. They've certainly lost a lot of their respect, and Meghan has something to do with that. It's certainly the way she talks about the royal family as a whole, the way she talks to him and about him. There's certainly an element of people waiting for him to stand up and say, listen, that's the royal family. You can't talk that way, or you decided to.
Wow, this is interesting to me because he's saying everything that we say, everything. She's not a nice person. She treats Harry horrible. We hope Harry wakes up one day. Like he's saying everything that we say. And it's interesting because everybody thinks that way. Everybody thinks this way about you, Meghan, which makes your popularity go even down, not even that, just people knowing that this is who you are. It's not a good look. It's not a good look. You're a pushy princess. That's what Samantha called her. Pushy princess. Pushes Harry around, control, dominates. You name it. I'm sure when he went home to see his father, he pulled out that list of demands that Meghan had for him. Snowdrop, little bit didn't say anything about my hair. She didn't respond.
To be with me, there were certain things you were expected to do, but he simply just allows her to demasculinize him in public, and everybody feels uncomfortable with it.
People also feel uncomfortable now to have conversations about race because it's so easy for the MSM to accuse you of racism. Now, I grew up believing in a colorblind world, and that's what I was told at school, that we shouldn't actually obsess about someone's race. Now, if you sign up to that philosophy, you're described as being racist. And it feels to me like Meghan has really utilized that.
Well, there are certain buzzwords. There are certain words you can hide behind in modern society, which people are not allowed to challenge. And it allows you to have ideas inside of a vacuum where you can develop these narratives that are never directly contested. And racism's one of them. You're completely right. People can just cry racist and you're not allowed to challenge the idea. And I stand up and say, I do not think that the problems with the public perception of Meghan have...
Debbie says she doesn't believe that Harry had pulled out anything. Not sure Harry had time to pull out a list or even kind of his tea with the pay. He irritates you, media. Yeah, he didn't even see with the he didn't even have time enough to sit down or time enough to say hello or time enough to even give his father a hug. Or I wonder, did they hug when they first saw each other? Like
anything to do with her skin color whatsoever, especially the fact that she isn't even particularly dark.
Hubby loves it.
I find it very strange. A lot of the people who are...
Hubby loves the hair. He said he likes the white too, but he said he likes this hair as well.
Standing up for her. I've seen many liberals, black liberals from all around the world who are standing up for her, saying the race card, the race card. Why would you allow somebody to use the race card when they're not genuinely suffering from it? Doesn't that disrespect all the people who actually suffer from genuine racism?
Tate's take on Prince Harry.
That is a really good point he's making, because are you suffering from it? Not, first of all, there wasn't any no racism with this situation with Harry and Meghan. But he mentioned that, is it hurting, them asking, which they didn't, what color the kids are going to be, was that going to hurt you?
Harry, and Meghan Markle was predictably blunt. He described Harry as a man who has lost his sense of self, trading what he saw as royal strength and duty for emotional vulnerability and public oversharing. Tate criticized Harry's public disclosures, from the Oprah
the N-word, but actually Meghan said she had experienced no racism herself, yet she enters the royal family and all of a sudden it helps her victim narrative to suggest that she's been a victim of racism. And actually, if you saw her wedding, I mean, the British public completely embraced her.
Well, if the British public had a problem with race, I don't understand how we have a prime minister who's darker skinned than her, a mayor of London who's darker skinned than her. It doesn't even make sense on any level. I would state that England is one of the least racist nations on the planet. And this is one of the things that's kind of detrimental. The people who are obsessed with race and obsessed with racism, constantly calling it out,
media,
they in many ways speak it into existence, because most of us, like you said, like yourself, like myself, we don't see color. We treat people with respect. And if somebody's a likable person, they're a likable person. And if they're a dislikable person, they're a dislikable person. And their color has very little to do with it. It's just kind of ironic that nobody else wants to stand up and point out the glaringly obvious. That nobody looks at her and thinks, wow, look how dark skinned you are. So it's kind of incredible that this is the angle she's going down and nobody else seems to want to mention it. And I don't understand why.
Well, do you wonder if that is part of the phenomenon of Andrew Tate? Because remarkably now, actually, sometimes pointing out the bleedingly obvious, as you put it, is not possible in the MSM, is not possible on social media, where we have seen draconian restrictions on free speech over the past couple of years.
Yeah, people are scared to say that water is wet. And then I come along and say water is wet, and everybody secretly agrees, and that's why I have such a massive fan base. But I'm pointing out the obvious, and you're right. It's kind of scary that they've manipulated society to a point where we're going to pretend we don't see things and ignore our own eyes because we're afraid to talk. It's kind of scary. I mean, this is an issue about race and the royal family, etc., but you can apply it to many different things where people saw things with their own eyes and were afraid to comment on it. And that's where you truly enter the realms of slavery, when you ignore your own senses because you're scared to speak up and say the truth. And I feel I'm in a semi-privileged position. They've attempted to cancel me. They have failed. I'm financially secure.
And how did you do that? Because obviously for influencers these days, and obviously that means that you're one of these people who is very popular on social media, obviously you are reliant on these big tech platforms a lot of the time for your income. So how did you manage to subvert that when you were cancelled?
Yeah, I was very financially secure before I decided to go loud mainstream on these platforms. So I knew my finances were always secure. And when they tried to cancel me, unfortunately for them, I'd reached a critical mass where people understood what I was saying was the truth and what I was saying was genuinely good for society.
Okay, now he's talking about himself. We're done. Guys, we've been 3 hours. Where did the time go? Let me tell you, we can get on here and chat, okay? We can really do some chit-chatting. I want to thank all my members. And I want to thank all of you guys for coming, supporting me. Thank you for your comments, your opinions, your thoughts. They're great. I love them. Other people get to hear your thoughts and have an opinion as well. I know today was a very controversial subject. Race is always controversial. And I'm just glad that we're able to have a conversation about it. You know? So in the meantime, my lovely side chat. Thank you. 3 hours, Marie. Wow, I look fat. I do. Guys, let's talk about our weight loss goals and dreams. I'm thinking maybe we probably need to add on a month since I fell off. Oh, sorry, little miss. Hope you have a better day. Oh, thank you, Marie. You know, it makes me feel great when you say you like the live. It makes me feel like I've done something that you guys like to enjoy. Did Lee leave? Lee, are you here? I do apologize not letting you up. Lee, if you're still here. I'm so sorry. I've been getting pranks from B Goddess, and I don't know, maybe my hair, it may be too long. I may need to cut it. Thank you. Okay, Lisa. Lee, sorry about that. I hope you come back again and come back on the panel. Sorry. Like I said, B Goddess has been playing around and wanting attention, like a little baby wanting attention. It's really something. Mwah. Have a wonderful day, afternoon, or night, whatever time it is your way. I love you guys and have a great one.